All right, my daughter's garage here. Uh, got a quick and dirty DIY video on the Eccentric Camber rear bushings from IPD for the Volvo V70R. Got them in the freezer. Let's just shrink them down a little bit. Not those. Basically, they're eccentric bushings that allow you to pull the bottom cradle in a little bit. Should bring you, by pulling it in, you should be able to bring your camber back in by 1.5 degrees. So it's just enough to be worthwhile, I would imagine. Kill this fan. Just quickly point it out. All right, I'll kill both fans. All right, let me just point out what I've taken off so far, right? So I already have the IPD. They were super cool, by the way. They allowed me to, I originally just ordered the toe arms, these blue toe arms from them. And if you buy it as a package, it's $30 less. So 2 years went by, I ate up another set of tires, and they were cool enough to honor the price, and they credited me 30 bucks. So I got the eccentric bushings for $100. Supposedly, that's it. That's the fix. So I may still do the end link for the sway bar right here, but I've already gotten to the point where I can see the bushing and I could technically try to get it out, but I figured I would make a quick video on what I took off to get there. So inner bolt for the toe arm, right? Drop the toe arm down, which right now I just have it dropped down. I loosened this a little bit to take the tension off so that I could drop it below the sway bar. And then I had a zip tie. I think it was because of the toe arms, they don't have the bracket to hold the e-brake cable. So I had that zip tied up. So I clipped that, dropped the toe arm out of the way. And then I pulled the bolt holding the shock on, right? Which I have 4C, BC, not 4C. So I pulled this bolt off and took that off of the lower arm, the lower cradle. And then something was hanging me up, and it was these two 8mm. So two 8mm for the level sensor, it looks like. Is it a level sensor? This car doesn't, how does it sense that? I guess it's to report back to the 4C. Anyway, took those off, took that off, and I was able to drop the lower cradle out of the way. Now, as far as getting that out, that might be challenging. I read a couple of threads on using all thread with some bolts and washers, so I may give that a whirl. But I might also just give it a shot with an air hammer. Because a lot of times an air hammer will just slide it right out. Not exactly sure how I would press the new one in, but probably with the all thread. I'll get creative, but bottom line, I'm at the bushing I need. So, and then I will clock it all the way to positive camber. I know some people are like, oh, if you do a quarter turn, half turn, but I'm as low as I want to be, as I need to be. So it looks like there's room. This little drop link, whatever that's called, I could probably move that out of the way. That would probably be helpful, but I don't know that I need to. I'm talking about this one. So we'll see. I may drop that out of the way just to get that, just to free up space if I need to use a socket on the other side and all thread, which, you know, that actually wouldn't be too difficult to do. And it looks like you can do it with a sway bar and tie. Like as it sits right now, I could definitely run a bolt through it and pull it through, but I'm gonna try with the air hammer, see what happens. So wish me luck.